So I'm still having trouble with YouTube. I don't know why it stopped my video at 8 minutes. Maybe that's a new limit for me or something. I don't know what's going on. I haven't gotten any notice from YouTube that says I can only download for 8 minutes now, but that's what it stopped at. That's what it stopped me at. So I said gaining ground, and thankfully I don't have much more to talk about. You're presupposing that the system in which they function actually allows for change via voting. When people like Thomas Jefferson got in, he was supposed to be the model for self-government, small government, whatever. He didn't reduce any government in any meaningful way, not that I'm aware of. In fact, he started one of the first imperialist wars of the American Empire, had high tariffs, and had many Native Americans killed. What a savior. Also, there's a good link by Radgeek called Shut the Fuck Up. I'm going to link that. And at one point, you're actually conflating the failures of states and the success of anarchism, which is that's just straight out of anti-anarchism arguments 101, which are fallacious. The fallacious ones, I mean. They're legitimate criticisms of anarchism, obviously. I'm for an evolution both in people and in institutions, not a sudden loss to government with no alternatives in sight. And furthermore, no government does not equal anarchy, nor is there a truly free market if no one is actually trying to build it within the shell of the old society. That's the point. And another reason why voting is worthless because it's not because doing what I just suggested is not just getting in line and making a decision, or voting itself is not just getting in line and making a decision. It's more time consuming than you are trying to make it sound. It's finding out the necessary info, donating, spreading the word, campaigning, and then getting in line. I would posit that if you're not going to actually spend a good amount of time on voting, it's not even worth the consideration itself. And if you just get in line and vote, it's perhaps even more worthless because you're just voting on preconceived notions of right and wrong and not actually investigating them. You talked about minimal government, and that the people who had minimal government would be more responsive to anarchism. Maybe so, but I don't think that they'd probably see the minarchism as necessary. And either way, it's dangerous to ally in any serious manner or revolutionary manner with a minarchist when we're trying to ride the A train. I'll link Radgeek there. Agorism, dual action, and I'm going to link a new introduction to dual power that I just saw. It's actually dual power, not action. Direct action, civil disobedience, and education can all lead to a minimal government, and finally none at all, in a much more voluntary, peaceful, less morally ambiguous way. You said, might as well be you. Might as well be nobody, which is why the campaign for nobody is a good idea to begin with, because nobody should have that power. And admitting that it's imposing your will on others just admits the immorality of the tactic of voting. Nobody is the only person I trust to rule over me. Now, you talked about legitimacy. Ultimately, the legitimacy of the politicians and government is irrelevant, which is, again, why voting makes no difference and why it should not be tried. Now, you try to make the point that a lot of anarchists didn't want to vote and that didn't stop anything. That's not the point of not voting. It's not to make the politicians think, oh, all these people aren't voting for me, I better not run. No, that's not the point. The point is to to ignore them in as much as it's practical and live our lives as freely as possible. I know this won't convince you, and I'm sure your arguments haven't convinced me, but I don't want this to come across as nasty. I still respect you. I still respect a lot of your viewpoints, and I think you're doing a lot of cool stuff. So I don't want this to come across as just nasty. You know, it's just me. It's just me responding to you, basically. And so, let's see. So I just want to, let you know that I'm not like trying to attack you or anything, but I'm more attacking the sin than attacking the sinner. And I don't believe in sins at all. But what I'm trying to say is I'm attacking voting. I'm not trying to attack you. But it may come across like that, and I hope it doesn't, because I, respect a lot what you do. Although I'd respect you a lot more if you got around to who are the anarchist videos. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trolling you. Pro tip: when you're trolling someone, don't tell them you're trolling them. So anyway, my voting articles, I have a few. They're pretty long. They're on Discourses on Liberty. I'm going to link them in the description, and I linked them in the description in the last one too. But I just want you to look at them, and if you're still not convinced, I mean, let's just drop the argument, man, because we're not going to convince each other. We've had this argument on Facebook elsewhere, and honestly, it's not getting us anywhere. You vote if you really want to. My advice, take the time necessary to look at all the options, look at the system again, and look at the links that I provided you, and if you still want to vote, go the hell for it. But I don't think it's right. I think it's impractical. I think you could spend your time a lot more wisely, but whatever. I mean, at the end, I'm not going to. At the end of all this, I'm not going to stop you from doing anything. And you can vote if you want, but I think it's a worthless activity. So anyway, yep, just look at my articles, look at this video. It's in 2 parts because YouTube cut me off at 8 minutes. And I'm probably not going to get around to all my other viewers. I'm probably not going to get around to my delirium trigger video. Maybe tomorrow night. I'm hoping to get around to it as soon as possible. I really apologize for the lack of videos lately, but I really haven't had any time or the necessary software to do it on. So that's it. Good day to you.